What's new in policing? This time a year ago, protesters were taking to the streets after the death of George Floyd, and the LAPD launched a brand new bureau. For a look at the progress, I spent a day on the job in Watts with Deputy Chief Imada Tingarides.
Thank you, Charlie. Oh, thank you.
She's a hugger, her words, and on this day, a highlight at LAPD's Southeast Station, Deputy Chief Imada Tingarides.
Today, I provided each officer with the Community Safety Partnership Bureau coin that symbolizes the work that the officers have done in the community and also symbolizes that this policing model and the work that they've been doing for 10 years is permanent with the creation of the Bureau.
The Community Safety Partnership Bureau has been in operation less than a year.
So as we address these issues,
it's the expansion of a model program Tingarides helped launch in 2011. How long have you been in community safety?
I've been in community safety partnership over 5 years.
5 years.
So CSP officers still are responsible for crime. They also still build relationships and trust. I think the biggest change that has happened between 2020 and 2021 is there is a support mechanism.
In the wake of protests and calls for police reform after the death of George Floyd, it was announced Tingarides would be elevated from captain to deputy chief.
It's about getting certain training for the officers, like gang intervention, having teenagers come to their training to explain to them why they fear the police.
So all of these officers here, were they handpicked for the program?
They were handpicked.
CSP officers must commit to 5 years in the Bureau. It allows them to know the people in the community. On doing the job in these tough times for police?
It is a difficult time. I don't know if you would speak to any other officer and they'd say any different. But I think you have to trust in the development of your department. I think you have to trust in the people that you work with. And I think you have to trust in the relationships that you built within the community to be able to fall back on that.
How many families live here, would you say?
So there's 1,057 units.
We went with CSP to Nickerson Gardens. In this Watts housing development, candles and then a balloon marked the spots where there had been back-to-back murders.
Our CSP officers are fanning the area. They're walking footbeats. They're reaching out to our mental health resources. And really over the next couple of days, we ensure we keep it safe for the community to mourn. We did a prayer circle right here on the basketball field, arm in arm, police, community, clergy.
A cornerstone of CSP, community partnerships.
I am the assistant commanding officer.
Joel Lopez was a school teacher and worked for Public Housing Authority. He also helped create CSP 10 years ago.
In some of these communities, folks don't necessarily engage with law enforcement. What I would tell them is law enforcement is not the answer, absolutely not. But they're going to be a part of the solution. So we need to come together because you need a safe space to be able to bring tutoring, to be able to bring programming.
The boxing coach here is resident Jeffrey Broussard.
We just try to keep the kids out of trouble, and we teach them, how to basically self-defense.
He teaches at the community center at Nickerson Gardens.
They always say it's a lot of negative things going on in here, but that's a lot of positive, and it brings a lot of people together, all different races.
Broussard has lived here his whole life.
Oh, yeah, that's my good.
On the relationship between community and police?
I want to say so-so. Not 100% sure.
Thank you for your leadership.
Thank you, ma'am.
I appreciate you.
Deputy Chief Tingarides, with police in mind, supports calls to invest in underserved communities.
It's got to be in partnership with law enforcement. We're not going anywhere. We need to serve our communities the best way that we can, responsibly, and build these relationships.
And we should note that Tingarides spent some of her childhood in Watts, growing up there with its history of the Watts riots. CSP started at 4 housing developments. It's now in 10 different communities and, of course, backed by that bureau where she is now at headquarters with her voice.
So do you throw any punches with the boxing gloves? No.
I didn't quite get in the
gym. She's been doing such important work for years. I've
Yes.
talked with her, as well as her husband, Phil Tingarides, who's also an LAPD officer as well.
Retired.
So talk to us about, what happened during the riots last year, during the unrest, George Floyd. They had a lot of this work was in place, stuff that she had done. Did it pay dividends?
That, she says, is one of their accomplishments. There were no protests there. in the Watts community in that neighborhood. And she says that's because the community stuck together. I mean, there's been a lot of neat things that have happened there. Kendrick Lamar did a huge concert there with a lot of artists that had softball games. So they've been working on this for a long time. And now, again, it is a bureau at headquarters.
Yeah, and something that really could take generations to really see the fruits of the labor.
Yeah.
All right.